And we're back. Part two. Who knew we needed a part two today? YouTube did. So if you haven't seen part one, go and watch part one, then come watch part two. Okay? I'm just going to jump in. We already rang the bell. We already cleared the energy. I've already thanked everyone for their kindness and attention. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe if you like the vibe, so that you can be part of this Sweet Spot Soul Tribe. So yeah, somebody didn't realize that you was even actually sent here for a reason, for a purpose. And your purpose is there for them. They didn't realize this. You was everything that this person could have ever wanted or hoped for, prayed for, asked for, dreamt for. That was you. And this person worked so hard to try and bring some conflict your way. They didn't care because they wasn't realizing what was going on. Hey, Marion, they worked so hard to bring some conflict. Now somebody wants to get out of this. They got themselves stuck in a certain position, and now they want to get out of this. They don't want this. They don't want to be stuck in this position anymore. They celebrated too soon with somebody who they didn't know who they was really celebrating with. They celebrated with the witch. They didn't know that this was a witch until shit started coming back on them. They was like, oh, wait, what was I doing? Who was this? Confirmation. What was that? Why was I playing? What was I thinking? Nothing. And they was looking at you. You never doubted yourself. You never let go of keeping your eye on the sparrow. You never doubted God. You never denounced God. You never cursed God. You never did any of that because you knew that somebody else was working with the devil. And you already knew that somebody else was not in their right mind either. They weren't. So this person now, they're realizing that they should have used caution. They should have used their discernment whenever it came to listening to somebody who was saying, cut this person out, don't get close to that person. That person means you harm. That person is not. They should have listened. They should have exercised their own discernment instead of and they should have asked questions. Now this person sees they should have collaborated with you. They should have stuck with you. They shouldn't have jumped ship and gone on with some fool. And now this person, it's like no matter what they doing, they can't get ahead. They cannot get a break even if they pay for the motherfucker. I'm telling you, somebody celebrated too soon. This group that they decided that they wanted to be a part of, these family members that they decided was better off, they was better off than with you. They seeing everything crumbled. Nothing was as it was promised. Nothing was as it was said. Nothing. And now this person has nothing but pain thinking about how good they had it with you and how much they fucked this up. Now somebody wants to send you a message. They want to tell you about these curses. They want to tell you how they done with that bullshit. They finished with that. They want to tell you how, you know what, they have visions too. They have, they are starting to exercise and materialize and let their spiritual side grow too. Now somebody gets it. Now somebody understands how much this action cost them. Now they understand how much this shit cost them. And what it cost them was a loss of you. the one who was in their corner, the one who made sure that they knew, that they had, that they saw, that they understood. This person, they don't want to do this behind the back moon magic bullshit no more. They done with that life. They done with it because they see that somebody lied to them talking about I'll show you how to get everything that you want. I'll show you how to get everything that you need. They know now that the devil is a fucking liar. And this person is like, the only thing they can do now is take those lumps, take those bumps, take those bruises. Because what they won was not what they wanted to win. It wasn't even what they was promised to win. They was promised to win this great big prize, only to find out that great big prize was you leaving their life. Now it's like they wanna come back. They want to explore this. Is there possibility still there for you two to be a family? Is it still there for you to have their back? Because they know for damn sure they definitely want to have your back from here on out. This person, they understood that they want to start in a new direction. They want to start. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. I don't know the other words. Something. Ooh, 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 ooh. I got a brand new attitude or something like that. I don't know what the words are. Hey, AJ, how are you? Hey, Spirits tunes in to Tarot 66. How are you? Yeah, they definitely want to step out on faith. They want to have something new. Somebody's got this new plan that they want to put into place. And it has to do with them exercising their logic. It has to do with them doing what's right. It has to do with them getting on the good foot. Hey, it hurt, Tarot. How are you? Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Yeah, somebody now they want to explore, they definitely want to give back. Now they want to make they want to take that step to give to you like you've been giving to them. Because they see everything now and they see you for who you are. You are everything to them. That Queen of Cups, that compassion, that sweet, that kind, that loving, the understanding. The one who's saying, let's just do what's right. And for whatever reason, this person is like, they couldn't see it at first. It's like they put their own life on pause until they decided it was time for them to leave the wrong side and go with the God side. I'm telling you, somebody, they're trying to exercise as much courage as they can. Even though people are sitting there calling them a fool, they're doing it. They're stepping away. They're leaving that path. They don't care. They don't care because you know what? They have the idea. They understand now. They have that understanding now of cause and effect. Somebody has gone within and they looked at themselves. They looked at what they need to be doing and how they need to be acting. And whoever this person was that thought that, they was going to be an easy mark, that person's finding out that no, all they did was just prolong their own karma. That was it. This person, it's like this person now, the one who's prolonged their own karma, it's like they're realizing that they could have just left this person alone instead of getting somebody so far off track. They should have left that person alone, took their lumps. At that time, they would have been okay now. But that's like now that if this was a parent, somebody that's older, they're sitting here thinking about, you know what, I should have just left this shit alone long time ago, as opposed to being older. And now you have to go through some karma. Trust me, I want my karma days to be done. Yes, over. Because now this person who's leaving, they're leaving. They don't give a shit what somebody is saying. They're leaving and they are going where they know there is love, that there's happiness. They don't give a shit about what somebody else is feeling, and they don't want this and that, this and that. This King of Cups is done with this conflict. They're done being diplomatic about conflict. Now they're ready to bring it on. Bring it. Yeah, I'm telling you, they are finished with this. They are finished with it. Hey, Saida, yes, we are back. What's the message? Somebody, they want to collaborate with you now. Now they want to work with you. You know, they know they need to work with you. I saw the 4 of Wands. It could be a family situation. You know, maybe somebody that they was listening. If this is like an adult that was listening to, like, let's just say they was listening to their parents. They have a whole relationship in their own house, and they was listening to their parents, and their parents was telling them this, that, and the other. They're telling them parents, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Because they know them parents ain't living their life. Somebody is finally getting victory over their own life. You know, this is for such a long time. They felt like they were not in control. They felt like they was just there, like somebody else was controlling it, and they had to do this, they had to do that, they had to act a certain way in order to be accepted. Now somebody said, "Fuck that." All of it. They having the courage and the strength to strike out on faith, to step out on faith. Hey, Diane, how are you? And sometimes it's okay to say, fuck that. Because I know I said it to my parents. I was like, fuck all that bullshit. Y'all is fucking crazy. Yeah. Somebody knows that it's okay for them to say that, because it's their logic that's letting them know that somebody else is sitting here trying to do some old fuck shit. They know what somebody was trying to get them to do was not in their best of interest. They was trying to get them to do some old crazy ass action, immature. And they was like, "Oh, see, you can be a big man, you know, you could do this, you could do that." I'm telling you, somebody wanted somebody to do some stupid shit so that they can celebrate. And only to find out after they did it, it only came back on them. That's when that person understood the message. You can follow along and do whatever somebody tells you to do. They can tell you to do the most outlandish, stupidest shit, and you do it. And guess who it hurts? Not the person who told you to do that stupid shit. It only hurts the person who did the stupid shit. What's the message? Ooh. Somebody was talking bad. What's the message? Anything else in the stack? Yeah. Somebody is taking they're no longer going to play somebody's fool, and listen to these hidden enemies, because they're finding out that they're not just your hidden enemies, they are their hidden enemies too. Yes, they definitely wanted to try and create something that was a generational curse. This is what it is. Somebody just wanted to perpetuate a generational curse against you. So that person had to realize that's not just your enemy, it was their enemy too. This is when someone decided that they need to start working on the side of you. I feel like this person started doing things to turn that wheel of fortune back in their favor, and they started with telling the truth. They started defending somebody, talking about, no, that's not how it was, and they'll know it was never like that. No, I never experienced. Nope, I never did that. No, they never did that to me. Somebody started telling the truth. Hola, Marcia. Yes. Especially about this Leo in this family. Somebody start telling the truth about this Leo in this family, and how this Leo possibly wanted a Gemini to not have anybody, not have anybody, not be happy, not do this, not to have that, nothing. But see, they found out that the Gemini, or this lovers, this one that they have this soul contract with, not only was this person nurturing, but this person was the Empress. And this person is the one that was sent here to complete, or to end this generational curse. Now somebody understands that. Now that they get the picture that you were there to end something that was there to hurt them. You sacrificed. You were already the sacrificial lamb. They didn't have to sacrifice you anymore, trying to come up against you. You already sacrificed yourself, coming down here to do whatever it was that you are to do. Now they started figuring out and believing there is most definitely a God. Because when they called out to God and they said, God, if you're real, if you're true, I need your help right now. And they were wise whenever they understood that out of nowhere that help came. That's when somebody realized that you were speaking the truth. That's when they realized they had to leave that group. They don't owe them no explanation. They don't owe them no nothing. All they owe was to them, for themselves, to leave that group. Because that pain that they tried to cause you, it just came back around to them. Now somebody is very cautious with everybody that they talk to. Everybody they thought was a friend, was a family member, was a confidant, they know now none of them was. The only one that was you. They are cautious about everybody. They're looking at everybody with new eyes, and they like, no. If they see something they don't like, that don't feel right, they listen to the energy too. Something that don't feel right, they're like, no, I'm good. I'm real good. What's the message, Spirit? Yes. They realize that, you know what, you are the empress. You're the only empress that they know. That's why they realized that this team that they was working on to send these curses at you, to speak your name in vain, it was time for them to jump ship. It was time for them to jump ship. What else, Spirit? Yeah. They made a sound decision that they were going to go within, that they were going to exercise or work on their spiritual gifts, because this person made a sound decision that they're giving their life to God. They're tired of that. They don't want nothing to do with that devil no more. They're giving their life to God. It's almost like somebody went to church on a Sunday and the pastor, the preacher, sat at the front and said, you know, anybody that want to come down to the front. This person shot up out their chair and was running down to the front. Everybody like, damn, what's going on with this person? Because they realized when they made that prayer, when they said, if there is a God, I need help right now. Boom. Phone rang, doorbell rang, something happened. They went out, they did it, and all of a sudden they got the help that they needed. That's when they said, oh my God, there is truly a God. There is truly a God. And that's why they let these people know. They gave them that message. Fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. Now this person wants to celebrate. You know? And I feel like it's not just so much to celebrate. I feel like this is the Three of Cups. I feel like people are talking around town. You know, people are talking around town about how somebody finally woke up to see who this person was. This person is this, yeah, it's nice to call it passionate, but this person was a witch. Somebody finally woke up to understand that this person was a witch that they was working with. And they was wondering how long it was they was wondering how long it was going to take. But they feel better now knowing that you decided that you needed to work with somebody that was more on your level. Somebody that didn't have any ill intent towards you. That wasn't trying to fuck you up because you was connected to somebody else, so they really wanted to fuck that other person up, but they couldn't, so they was going to fuck you up instead. You know, it's almost like people, they need to realize that, hey, sometimes people come to us and it seems like it's too good to be true, because it is. There's a card in the old, I mean, in the medium stack that's like, if they don't like your mama, they don't like you. Someone had to realize they don't really like them because they don't like their mama. What else? Anything else? Ooh. Now somebody's trying to sabotage somebody's money because somebody wants to leave They don't want to be there anymore. Now this witch is going to try and sabotage somebody's money. Because see, that there's something about they don't want this person to be able to leave. They don't want this cycle to close without this person in it, because then they would be closed up in this pain by themselves. So now they trying to send a message like, okay, if you do this, if you leave me, and I'm gonna tell everybody, I'm gonna do this. They're trying to cause all this conflict. They're trying to put pressure on somebody to stay, thinking that they wondering, okay, if they do this, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is this person going to stay? Do I have that much power? Can I tell them I'm going to do this if you do that? And I feel like somebody is taking a balanced approach. They're looking at everything. They see that this is an opportunity for them. They know that they need to be true to themselves. And they still telling that person, go F yourself. Or you can F somebody else if you want to, but you won't be effing me no effing more. I know y'all probably like, how come she just not saying the word like she normally does? It just came out like that. What's the word? What's the message, Spirit? Y'all like, she'd be cursing on the Sunday morning. Now all of a sudden on the Saturday morning, she talking about some F this and F that. Just say the damn word. We used to it by now. What's the word? What's the message, Spirit? Yep. And something now. And this emperor, what about this emperor? See, this emperor is at a loss too. They lost too because they was trying to bully somebody as well. Hey, Bragsy. Thank you so much. Yeah, somebody in this emperor, they know they lost too. They know they lost. They know this person ain't coming back. They know this person ain't listening to them. They know this person ain't studying them no more. See, this person, they should have thought about the relationship that this person had before they tried to do some fuck shit for them. You know what I'm saying? Everything is out in the open. Everything is out in the open. And people are asking this emperor, why'd you do this? Like, this don't even make sense. Why would you do that? Why didn't you want these two? You knew that these two were supposed to, you know? And so this emperor is sitting here trying to think that, well, maybe I could say this and maybe I could say that, but don't nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody want to hear that. Spirit has stopped all forward movement for these people who got out their motherfucking lane. Somebody's going to have the happiness that they deserve. They are going to have the happiness that they deserve, that justice, and they steal a star. See, this emperor had to realize, you know what? It's about this deception and these choices, how somebody's going to sit here and do something to purposely wreck someone's relationship that they had nothing to do with. They thought that they could bully somebody, make it so that somebody was afraid to leave, that somebody was afraid to go anywhere, and they would just make it so that they had this person looking at as this person is like, oh, they ain't all that. Talking about how this person, they can never get their money right. They always gonna be poor, whatever. But then somebody realizing they don't need to ever believe this motherfucking devil again. In fact, they're not even talking to this person. They are all their calls, because people is trying to call this person. They're trying to call this person to try and see if they can talk to them, get them to stay as part of the group. And they sending emails, they hey, let's do this. Somebody's not talking to nobody. Ain't talking to nobody. All they're doing is they are concentrating on them and they boo. That's it. Nobody else. They not doing nothing else, because if they talk to somebody, then that person's gonna sit here and try and cause a conflict between them and their soulmate again. That's why they said, no, I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to prove. I don't have nothing to do with this person. They call and they ask them for something. Somebody, like I said, there's no communication. There's somebody ain't moving forward. They ain't doing nothing, because they want their wheel of fortune to really turn forward for them. So they know they need to leave all that shit away alone. And God even told them, don't do it again for as long as you fucking live. Because they know that whatever they did to you was tied up in their money. It was tied up in their finances. That's why their money started depleting, going everywhere except for where they needed it to go, like on bills. They realized it was their own actions that caused that. Somebody said they ain't giving up this chance for nobody. For nobody. They said they deserve to be happy, and this is what this person is going for: happiness. No more. Especially whenever you wake up, especially whenever you will sleep for so long, thinking that somebody had your back, somebody that you could depend on, somebody you could count on, and then you're wondering, well, why this and why that, but you're so afraid to ask. Well, why don't you like so and so? Why you treat so and so like this? Why you do this? Why you lead them? Someone was so afraid to ask anything. They was just going along. Everybody was like, no, you don't question them. You just follow their lead. Just follow their lead. So they follow their lead. And next thing you know, their life was going down, 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 down. Only to find out they followed the wrong lead. Can't make that up. They followed the wrong lead. Instead of them following the way that they knew they should have gone, they were so busy working on some shit for somebody else. Like I said, this was somebody with a title, somebody that they felt like, oh, I need to work on, I need to do what they said, only to find out that they didn't. They allowed somebody to bully them. They allowed somebody to get them all confused. And they allowed somebody just to, fill their head with all this bullshit until you walked away. When you walked away, that's what woke somebody the fuck up. That's when they started looking at these people that they was working with, and they realized that those people purposely sabotaged this union. Purposely. Yep. They did not want this wheel of fortune to turn in favor of, with the turn forward with this soul contract. They didn't want that. They had visions of this soul contract ending. That's what these people wanted. They didn't care what the relationship was. They started bad mouthing you from a long time ago. Long time ago. Only for this person to, when they woke up, to realize what they were missing was your cup of love. Everything else that they was promised, they didn't even get that. They're looking at what they was promised to what they actually got. Then this King of Cups was thinking about all this bullshit that they was doing. Why their money is funny. They only got one pentacle, but was promised 6 others. This is why somebody, I'm telling you, they want to come towards you. They're coming towards you and they're offering this cup of love. They appreciate your gangster, your spiritual. They appreciate your spiritual gangster, and they know that this King of Pentacles was the master magician, but not a good one. This was the master manipulator right here. They know this now. See, somebody was manipulating them with, oh, I got all this money. I can do this. I can do that. I got this. I got that. I got this power. I can say this. I can say that. That was the master manipulator. And that person promised that they would get them, that they would move them forward, that they would, have them standing up in front of the crowd and looking like something. All that until you spoke your piece. And you made that judgment call. And when you spoke your piece and you made that judgment call, that's when somebody knew they have been played for a fucking fool. They allowed somebody, this crowd, to talk them out their seat. They feel like a fool. Their money was going down. And then after they did all this, they left this person out in the fucking cold. They left them out in the cold, and then somebody was like, damn. They realized all that shit that they did to you was done back to them. They just couldn't see it when they was doing it to you. I just hit something and a whole nother screen came up. I was like, now where did everybody go? They couldn't see when they was doing it to you. But they see it now. Because they had some time to sit back and think about some things. To get clear on some things. To have another point of view about some things. And they realized this lying motherfucker was trying to bribe them. And talking bad about you. Trying to win at all costs. Just because somebody didn't feel good about themselves. The emperor felt horrible about himself. That's why he didn't want somebody to notice you. But the thing is, whoever this person is that's leaving this group, they didn't expect you to be able to stand up for yourself, protect yourself, and not only that, but to take everybody else down by yourself. They didn't expect that. But they sat there and watched you take that entire coven or family or group down without even lifting a finger. All with the truth. Now this entire group, they're stuck. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get out of this. There's nothing that they can do. And this witch, this bitch, this witch facing karma. Heavy karma. This person really don't know what to do. And there's nobody there that's going to help. Nobody. I feel like you are an earth angel. And you knew about this plan. And you knew it's like no matter what somebody was trying to do, this was not going to work for you. You knew about this King of Wands and possibly even a King of Swords that was ganging up on you, trying to gang up on you, and now they are so obsessed with you and looking at you because they really want to still take you down, but they cannot. They really want to hurt you, but they cannot, and they're really upset. And they're looking at this person who's looking at you because they know this person is leaving. This person is leaving and they're going straight to you. They're going straight to you. And they plan on being there. It's like this, the loyalty. They want to be there for you. They understand the importance now because, like I said, somebody has gone within and they did some soul searching. When they called on God and God came through, they did some soul searching and they realized, you know what? They already had everything that they needed when they was with you. There was nothing else that they could have possibly ever needed, anything more than you. So you talk about somebody trying to bring you an apology, a heartfelt apology, and a gift. Oh, they bringing it to you, baby. And they turned their back on this crowd. They said, you know what? Fuck all y'all. They turned their back on the crowd. Yes, people have been trying to contact them. They're holding back. They don't want to talk because they know that whoever's trying to contact them has got something fishy in their cup. They don't want that. Hi, Tia. Yes, they completed that cycle. They're healing, and they know they said they'll never put themselves in this position again because they knew trying to hurt you just hurt them. They couldn't sleep, they couldn't eat, they sleeping in that, they couldn't get their body temperature right. They lay down, they just sit there and sweat because their mind was going 1,000 miles a minute, which meant that they, everything in their body couldn't rest. So finally, I'm telling you, somebody, they started praying. They have given their life to God. They have given their life over to the Lord. Especially when they sat there and saw you single-handedly take all them motherfuckers down. You protected, you whooped somebody's ass by yourself. And they know why. Because they was jealous and they wanted your inheritance. They wanted your gifts. They wanted your power. But now somebody understands what a hidden enemy is. And the hidden enemy don't ever come out and be like, hey, we hidden enemies over here. The hidden enemy is like, oh, we want the best for her, but she's a bitch, We asked God to take care of her in her grave, and we this and we that, you know what I'm saying? Somebody realizing this. They should have been loyal to you the whole time. Confirmation the entire time. Because they see that even though this emperor, they thought this emperor was telling the truth. This is the one who was trying to take you down. This is the one who was trying to hurt you. This is why God gave you so much strength and power by yourself. And somebody, it breaks their heart that they was trying to work against you. Breaks their damn heart. Hey, Blondie, how are you? What you say, as Red Fox said, big dummy. Yes, big dummy for real. Yeah, because they're thinking about you, this Queen of Cups, and they thinking about they said, like this group, how they'll never get with this group again, especially since this group got them all fucked up with you. And then the group didn't want the tower to end. They didn't want this to end. They kept trying to talk to them. No, you ain't got to go nowhere. Come on over here, Roger. You good? You good, Roger? Roger was like, fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all. Leave me the hell alone. I know the truth about y'all motherfuckers. And all y'all is lies. All y'all is lies. Roger was like, fuck all y'all. But see, even this King of Pentacles, somebody was going to try and travel towards you. They was going to try and overpower you and win against you. But you know what? Somebody, that spirit ain't letting that happen. Spirit is not letting it happen there, because there's a judgment call that's been made. There's a decision that's been made in the heavens. And Spirit was like, no. Mm-mm. Spirit damn near didn't let this person come back. Damn near did not let this person come back, because Spirit said, you got to heal. Okay, you going through this bullshit because you sat there and went against somebody that you should have been trying to be on their side. So you got some shit that you need to take care of too. That's when somebody said, okay, they need to get themselves right. They got this gift. They turned their back on all these motherfuckers. They was like, no, I see what the problem is. I see what the damn problem is. Y'all was wanting her money, her inheritance, her something about this crowd. What's the message? Somebody's sitting there thinking, and damn, they wanted me stuck too. Damn, they wanted me stuck too. Yep. Yeah, because they were sitting here, somebody was lying about you, lying on your love, lying on your character, lying on whoever you was. And I'm telling you, they was making these false promises, but see, things didn't pan out right, because somebody was like, no, that's just not sounding right. It's just not making sense. It's just not adding up. The shit wasn't adding up what they were saying. Mm-hmm. And they don't know what now that it's like this group, this family, this covenant, it's disbanded. They don't if this is a family, they don't celebrate together. They haven't been celebrating together in years, because everybody sees that all they do is fight and argue. This is why they understand why you left, because you was no longer trying to be bound to these people, and it's like, and you just, now they see why you stayed to yourself. Now they see why you just pray. You just peaceful. You just do you. They see this now because they see you had to protect yourself and speak up against this devil. Now they see it. Now they know. Like, there's a Facebook post that says that one aunt when you're a kid, you notice that one aunt or uncle that's never around, but as an adult, you understand why. Yes, someone is understanding why, and they saw the how all their life, but they tried to act like they didn't see it. But now they are seeing the how and understanding the why. What's the message? And this is why. Someone is seeing this. They're understanding now that you got something that nobody else wanted. I mean, had. Everybody else wanted it. You got it that everybody else wanted it, but nobody else had it. That's what it is. And they was trying to take it from you, or put you in a position where you wasn't going to be able to claim your own. Like, they was going to take your shit, and you would never know how to get it back. This is why you had to separate yourself. This is why you had to go in another direction. See, somebody didn't understand that, but they understand it now. Especially since when you left and you went on your direction, the only one that was left to take the brunt of The bullshit was now them. Yeah. That is just when you left and you went to go heal yourself, and you took all your goodies with you. The only one left, yes, because this is you. You got in your car, you was like, okay, bye, I'm gonna be good. This was them. They was the only one left to take the brunt. So this is what they was getting. They was all in at first until they realized that you're the one with the gifts. You're the one with the money. You're the one that's good. That's you. And these other people, no matter what they say, they knew that those people were not good. They were the devil. They were lying. They were the ones that was causing the chaos. Yeah. Somebody like, boy, I'm telling you, like they say, you'll hate yourself in the morning when you wake up. And somebody woke up. And now they got to clean all this shit up. And it's a lot. It's a lot. But they are determined to do it. They're not going to give up. They are determined to do it. Hey, Blondie Cougar, how are you? You're fun. Your comment is still funny. And especially they're determined to do it, and they just know they have to continue to keep their back turned from this emperor, because whatever this is over. This is done. This is done. Now they understand where their gift is, who their gift is, and where they need to go, and who deserves this. You deserve this. Yes, indeed. Somebody went to the front of the church. It was like, well, I need everybody to pray for me. Everybody. Hey, K Hypey, did you get your package? What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yep. Somebody has this idea. They want to make this this movement, this plan. They got something. Yeah, and I feel like this plan is to work through some things, because they feel like the worst is over. And now they're listening to their intuition, especially about this group. And that's why they're determined that they're going to go on the calmer waters. They're going to have to protect themselves. They're opening up their heart chakra. This is somebody who's definitely working on their heart chakra. And I feel like they are getting ready to. I feel like this person is completing a cycle. They just completed a cycle that they had to go within and do some deep introspection, things that they had, or they had to look at themselves that they hadn't looked at themselves like this before. They took some time out, and now they realized that this Queen of Swords was telling the truth about this King of Wands. Telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Oh, okay. Let's see what else. We'll get some from the original stack. Yeah, somebody could be depressed. Or they felt like their depression came from out of nowhere. And I feel like, it didn't come from out of nowhere. This person has always been depressed, hanging around the wrong crowd. But now when they understand they was hanging around the wrong crowd, that's when they became depressed. They acknowledged it. But that group that they're trying to leave, they're talking about they're outside waiting. I'm telling you, they are upset because they know that they're not going to be able to control this person no more. Especially since this person is seeing the truth. You know, I'm telling you, this is a hating ass family. They hated on you. What's the message? They hated on you because you have divine love. You know, and then on top of that, you know how to play fair. You don't feel like you gotta do some raw dog shit. What's the message, Spirit? I'm telling you, this was a destined partnership. This person did not realize that. Now they understand it's very important for them to always stand their ground. And their hate never, ever, ever stopped your gift. You just said, okay, if you don't appreciate my gift, I'll go somewhere else. That way you can do whatever it is that you need to do. Somebody was talking too fast. Yeah, something about somebody's soul contract. Yeah, I bet you it was still shocking. Yeah. Somebody needs to let go of all resentment and step away from these people that don't serve any type of goodness in their life. Step away. It don't even have to be like that. Yeah. And so now this person, everybody gets checked out now. Everyone. They said they feel like it's some type of old job for them just to take whatever somebody said. No, everybody gets checked out. Everybody. Yep. They're opening up their chakras. You know, you helped, whatever you said, you helped tame their demons. And now all those blocks have been removed. This person is finally on their way to riches because they're following you. You're on your way to riches too. What else? Yep. God had to sit that ass down. God had to let somebody know you fucking up. God said, whatever you did, that was not cool. You're fucking up. Because God don't play about you, period. He said you are a divine mother, and God don't play about you, period. Yep. That's why you had to return that to the sender times 10. Anything else? Thank you. Yep, I'm going to leave it right here because you're definitely an earth angel, boo. Definitely an earth angel. Like I said, somebody, they asked for a miracle, and guess what they got? That's when they knew. Oh, there most definitely is a God. That's when somebody said, God, if you get me out of this, if you grant me this, I need you now. If you do this for me, I'll never. God said, I was waiting for you to say that shit. Here you go. Here you go. And here's $10 extra. There you go. Pay that bill. I got you this and that and the other. And blah, blah, blah. Now, remember what you said? Because I'll take that shit away. You know? And it's like, yeah, when we make those promises to God, it's very important that we keep those promises. Because we don't want to go back to what we was at before. All right, y'all, let me get off of here. I'm getting ready to eat some breakfast at 10:41 in the morning. And I'll be back soon. I love y'all. Thank you so very much. If you haven't subscribed please do so. I would love to have you as part of this Soul Spot, Sweet Spot Soul Tribe. If you like the vibe. All right, y'all. See you in a little bit. All right. Thank you so much.